All right, let's talk about something that drives every ICSE student crazy. You know the feeling, right? You walk out of an exam, you're pretty sure you nailed it, but then you get your marks back and they're just not what you expected. We're going to break down the three biggest and honestly most avoidable mistakes that are probably costing you marks right now. Let's dive in.
Seriously, think about it. You've spent the entire year studying. You've done the late nights. You've gone through the whole syllabus. You really feel like you know your stuff. So why? Why are you still losing marks? Where's that disconnect? What's really happening in that exam hall?
Okay, and this right here, this is the big reveal. It's a total game changer. The problem isn't that you don't know the answers. Get this, the vast majority of marks are lost because of poor exam strategy. It's not about knowledge, it's about things like panicking or just not having a solid game plan. So it's not what you know, it's about how you show what you know when the clock is ticking.
All right, let's jump into the first big one. Mistake number one, misreading the question. Honestly, this is the foundation of so many unforced errors. If you get this wrong, it's like building a house on quicksand. Everything else you do just sinks.
I know, it sounds almost too simple, right? Just read the question. But we've all been there. The pressure's on, your heart's pounding, and you just glance at the question, see a word you recognize, and boom, you're off, writing like crazy. But that's the trap. You could write the most amazing, perfect answer to the wrong question. And guess how many marks that gets you? Yep, not many. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is straight from the examiners themselves. Look at this. They found that students couldn't tell the difference between in and into. That sounds tiny, but imagine a chemistry question. Is the precipitate in the beaker, or did one chemical turn into another? Huge difference. Or when a question asks you to analyze something and students just list facts. These aren't just little slips. They're the kind of mistakes that cost you big time. So what's the fix? You've got to become a question detective. It's simple, really. Rule number one, read every single question. Twice. I'm serious, no exceptions. As you're reading that second time, grab your pen and underline the action words. What are they actually asking you to do? Explain, compare, describe? Those words are your mission. And quick tip, glance at the marks. That tells you how long your answer should be. Oh, and always check if there are hidden parts to the question. Okay, on to mistake number two. This one's a double whammy, wasting words and wasting time. It's a battle against the clock. And trust me, writing more does not mean winning. Let's just blow up this myth once and for all. So many of us believe that if we write a super long answer, the examiner will be impressed. Wrong! The reality is they're looking for key points. They have a checklist. They are not interested in fluff, or as the official sources say, unnecessary stories. It is always, always quality over quantity.
So the remedy here is all about being strategic. Here's your plan. Step one, before you write a single word, look at the whole paper and map out your time based on marks. Step two, for every question, take like 30 seconds to scribble a few key points in the margin. That's your roadmap. Step three, stick to it. Just answer the question directly. And step four, this is non-negotiable, leave yourself 10 to 15 minutes at the end. That's your safety net to catch all those little typos and mistakes. All right, mistake number three. This one happens way before you even get to the exam. It's neglecting real practice. It's kind of like training for a marathon by just jogging around the block. You're not really preparing for the real event, are you? So, what does this actually look like? Well, it's cramming new chapters the night before the exam. It's ignoring all that stuff you learned 6 months ago. It's when you think, oh, I don't have time to do a sample paper, I need to study more. You see the problem? All that knowledge you've built up is useless if you haven't actually practiced using it under pressure. And this is exactly why that practice is so important. Look at this. Sample papers aren't just for testing knowledge. They help you get the pattern down. They make you faster. And look at that 100% bar. They build confidence. And let me tell you, a confident student is a calm student, and a calm student is going to score higher, period. So here is your action plan. You need to simulate the real exam. We're talking at least 10 full-length papers. And when you do them, set a timer, put your phone away, create real exam pressure. But here's the most important part. After you're done, don't just see how many you got right. You have to analyze your mistakes. Why did you get that question wrong? Was it a concept? Did you run out of time? That's where the real learning happens. Okay, so we've looked at the three big mistakes and how to fix them. Now let's pull it all together into a single smart preparation strategy. This is how you move from just working hard to working smart. This table is basically your roadmap for the whole year. See how it flows? Early on, you focus on concept clarity. That builds your foundation. Then, once the syllabus is done, you hammer question practice. That's how you learn to be concise. Then, before the exams, it's all about sample papers to get you ready for the real thing. And in those last few days, just revision. See? Each step builds on the last, leading you right to exam day with a huge confidence boost.
And really, it all comes down to this. It is not just about knowing the answers. It's about being able to show the examiner that you know them effectively under pressure. That's the whole game. It's about strategy, not just what you've memorized.
So that's what we've got. But this is where the real work begins for you. I want you to honestly ask yourself this question. Of the 3 mistakes we talked about, misreading the question, wasting time, or not practicing enough, which one hit a little too close to home for you? Be honest. What is the one thing you're going to stop doing starting right now? Because figuring that out, that's your first real step to getting the marks you deserve.